Hi, it's Jason and Megan from Oma's Applesauce. We are in the car heading off to the eastern side of beautiful Lake Macquarie to have a chat with Chris.
Yeah, and Chris has one of those stories where placing her mum into a care community was really time sensitive and time critical. So it'll be nice to have a cup of tea and really understand how she navigated that.
Hey, Chris, I'm Jason. Nice to meet you. All right. Thank you.
So Chris, thank you so much for having us in your home today. It would be lovely to hear about your relationship with mum, what your mum's like, and all the beautiful stuff around your mum.
Well, mum's just turned 90. She's always been a social butterfly, we call her. She loves life. She loves going out and enjoying herself. She's a teetotaler, doesn't drink, but was always beautifully dressed, and as I said, a coiffure. Her hair was always done gorgeous, and
What did you call it? Coiffured?
Coiffured.
Coiffured.
Yeah, coiffured. Yeah. Coiffured. Beautiful. And she's just a really fun person to be with. Very, very dry sense of humour, and almost can be a little bit risque at times. But she's fun. She's a lovely lady, really lovely lady.
Yeah. And so when did mum's sort of independence and care, when did you start to notice that happening?
This would have been around about 5 years ago, maybe even 6, but it sort of started really getting bad just after COVID hit. It would have been 2019, and 2020 was really bad, and I thought, things are going, all the family kept saying something's wrong with Nana, I said, yeah, we know that. And then it got to 2021, and I thought, I need some help with this, so I then go down the path of getting into care coming into the home, and that was great. And then we got Meals on Wheels, but as older people, she got to the stage she couldn't use the microwave properly. We'd go there and the meals hadn't been eaten, and I thought, no, this is no good. So then I started going and doing meals with her and making sure she'd eat. And then we got to the stage of having her showered 3 times a week, because she reckoned she was doing it, but she wasn't. And then feeding the dog, and she wasn't, or she'd feed it twice, wasn't taking medication. So we got Webster packs organised, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that would. And then, of course, 2022, that was like she had all these accidents that sort of got to the stage where we knew something had to be done. So she broke her neck after we just had the ACAT assessment done, and we went outside to pick some roses, and there was a retaining wall, and she tripped, and I'm screaming out to Mum, and she's screaming out to me, and she fell over the 1.5 metre retaining wall and broke her neck. And of course, I was shaking like a leaf, screaming out for help. And thank God the neighbour was home. I couldn't get hold of my son, my husband, my girls. Anyway, finally Ben turned up and he just took over, which was wonderful. And then got her into hospital. And then, of course, she was in the brace for 3 months. And then he helped me that day. We got her straight into Opal out of the hospital.
Wow, straight away?
Yeah, so it was literally, she was in hospital but nearly 3 weeks, but we got her in. So she went in there on the 9th of December 2022 and was there all there last year. And then that just progressively she's got worse and worse and worse. But now, non-stop talking, which is, I don't know whether it's from the seizures. She's had seizures. She's broken both hips. She's broken her arm, and her bones are very brittle, of course, at that age. But and eating's a bit of a difficulty now. She's sort of having issues with that.
But she's mobile.
She's mobile now. She wasn't for a while, especially when she had to rest, but she's always been active, and she was always a walker. So that was being very difficult. And she, of course, wanting to get up all the time, when she was unsteady, she'd fall. So then the bones would break. So we had to, but she's now okay. The physio there's been wonderful. Justin, he's just made her get up. And she's actually now pushing herself up and getting up and getting onto the walker, because at stages she wasn't allowed to. You're not allowed to walk unless someone's with you. Yeah. Not Mum, she went to get up there. She's a fighter. She's a fighter. Yeah. So yeah, they've been wonderful. The care has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Yeah.
Chris, I'd like to rewind just a little bit. Obviously, caring for anyone is a huge act of love. Oh, I'd love you to paint a bit of a picture for before your mum went into care, What was the ask on you? Like, what did your days look like looking
My
after Mum?
days were literally every day going over to her house. Luckily, Mum's 5 minutes away. And I would be there for hours, sometimes 3-4 hours. So it was a big chunk out of my daily life. I'm a very active Christian in my community. There was always things that I wanted to do but I couldn't do. But you learn to put that aside because, her needs were greater. And I wanted to make sure that I was there for her. My sister couldn't be here because she lives in South Australia. So it was sort of, I took her everywhere. I was her taxi. Yeah. I had to take it. She'd never driven, so she couldn't do it. So I had to be her. And if you turn her around, she'd get lost, So even over Lake Fair, which is across the road, and she was there for 20 years. So you'd think, where am I? I said, I was just turn this way. We'll be right. You go up to Charlestown Square. Has no idea. Don't worry, Mum, I know where we're going. Yeah, so it was a big commitment for, I think, I don't know, maybe daughters tend to be more involved, I think, with their mums, I couldn't imagine, I look at Ben, my son, I don't think he could do what I've had to do. And I think it's the privacy thing too, washing and looking after their needs. That's really hard, but you get through it. You think, well, she looked after me as a baby. I'm just doing the same that I can do for her.
It's hard, isn't it? Because, you can't learn how to do that. You need it. You can't, it's not knowledge you innately have. You need to learn it. You need to sort of feel your way through that step. And it's a different relationship with your mum too, isn't it then?
Yeah, it's not mum anymore. It's not how I remember her.
Was it important that she maintained independence at home? Is that something that
That's
was
what
really...
we were trying to do. Yeah. Yes, we wanted to keep her independent as long as she could. But when it got to the stage where she couldn't do things simple, she couldn't answer the phone, she'd go to pick the phone up, she didn't know what to do. She'd just stand there, and I said, "You trying to ring someone, Mum?" Then she didn't know where to look in the book. We had an address book. She didn't know. I've actually got it. I just found it the other day, and I was looking through it. I thought, gee,
So you were trying to maintain Mum's independence at home, but then you obviously had this really critical incident where she broke her neck and had a fall. And were you still sort of grappling with, do we bring her back home, or was that the catalyst?
No, that was the catalyst. We knew at that stage. We had actually, that's why we had the ACAT assessment, because I got to the stage where, look, we've got to do something about Mum. I can't constantly do this every day or every other day when I was doing. She broke her neck, and that was just literally the beginning of her loss of independence. She just couldn't do anything anymore. Yeah.
How did you take the next steps? What did you do to find a solution that would work for your mum?
I think basically I just knew I had to find some care community that would look after her needs to my satisfaction of how I was looking after her. And I didn't want to have anywhere too far away. I've heard of places where, the people have been put into nursing care, and it could be 50 to 100 kilometres away, and I didn't want that. I wanted somewhere close by I could be there within 5 minutes or so.
Chris, how did the team at Tingra Hills Care Community, how did they care for your mum when she came in? Like, pain for me, it's such a vulnerable time, right? Like, mum's mum. Nobody knows mum like you do. How did you share that knowledge? How did they adapt that?
They have been really, really good. Every time something happens or they're not sure, I get a phone call. So even the other day they rang me and I said, as soon as I see the phone number come up, I think, oh my God, what's she done now? And they said, don't worry, it's all right. She said, she was just being a little bit agitated this morning and she didn't want to get up. But she ended up, because her bed's very low, and she ended up getting up, sitting on the floor because she wasn't going to be told what to do.
Yeah.
I thought, that's Mum. Yeah, she's got a bit of an independent streak there. But no, they've been really good. I listen to everything I've said, which is great. And Kristen, who's her unit, like the Merriweather floor manager, she's wonderful. She always, come and talk to me if you've got any issues. And I said, oh, well, don't worry. And as I said, Natalie on the reception, she's brilliant. And they all know me.
Yeah.
So they are really, really spot on. And I love it. And as I said, they all love Mum. One of them said to me yesterday, I love coming to work and just listening to Pat sit down next to her and talk to her. Oh, what do you call it? It's a comfort to me knowing that Mum is in like 24-hour care and I don't have to worry anymore. I know that they're there to help her spend her day and doing things. The first few weeks were hard, but no, she's settled in, and as I said, I feel much more confident knowing that, you know, she's there and she's in the right place.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it anymore. So I'm glad that I don't have to have that burden on me anymore.
So, I mean, your mum's gone on a hell of a journey. You've gone on a hell of a journey with your mum. Do you feel does your mum feel settled? Does she feel like she's in the right place?
I think she feels settled. She doesn't. The hardest thing for me in those first 6 months, I'd go to the lift doors and she'd follow me. Yeah. And, you know, I thought, I can just go, I'll see you tomorrow, Mum. And I'm trying to say goodbye. No, just wait. She'd say, I said, I'll be back. The team would come and redirect her. Yeah. And it's easy to do that. So, come on, Pat, we'll just come and do it. Oh, okay, so off she goes and follows off something.
So in that regard, she's now got this new community.
She's got a new community at Opal, and they are all wonderful. And as I said, the team there, they absolutely love her. They makes her day.
You were saying Pat was such a social creature. Does Mum have a friend or a little bestie?
Well, there's Anne. This is one of the ladies that she likes there. She's her sort of talking buddy, I suppose you could call it. And she loves sitting down and having a chat with her. And when they have concerts on, they sort of often sit near each other. But that would be the closest person, I'd say. And she came in just after Mum got there. So they've been together about a year, I suppose. Yeah.
So there's a recognition of each other.
Yeah, she sort of knows it, and she'll talk. Her Mum did all the talking.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's good just to be a good listener, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
that's okay.
Anne just sits there and just smiles. She knows that there's always something there to do. Whereas at home, she was bored. She couldn't pick up a book and read it anymore. But she likes to look at the pictures, so I think that's okay. But there's always something on, which is great.
Understanding her mum's limitations, are there still activities that she can still be involved in?
Yes, that's one great thing about the care community there. There is Kylie, who was the activities coordinator. She's brilliant. Mum, I know you do this, you sort of points at it. They'll always, they play bobs, which is this funny game, I think I've told you, with all the balls. There's an interactive thing they put on the carpet that brings pictures up on it. I don't know, I haven't actually, it's incredible, something from overseas. She loves watching that. There's also quoits, which she chucks the things. Come on, Pat, throw it. And she'll throw it and it just goes anywhere. As I said, she can't do the bingo because she's got no idea where to put the pieces.
I think you should get a bit of a free pass when it comes to bingo when you've got dementia. I think you should just be allowed to win.
And they just, they call the numbers quite quickly, and Mum just can't think where the things go. Yeah, so there's always something there for them to keep occupied, and I think that's something that was, I think, needed for her because, I mean, I'd hate to think that she was just sitting in the bedroom somewhere not doing anything.
Well, I think that's not only the greatest fear, that's the biggest hesitation and worry behind placing a loved one into a care community, right? Is their life going to be meaningful? And it sounds like your mum's life has still got meaning.
Yes, it has, and she loves to sort of talk about it. I don't know what she's talking about when she's telling me, but she's saying, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so. I said, oh, really? And she's happy, and I think, well, that's great. That's what I wanted for her to be. Happy and settled and
safe and
living her life out, enjoying what she can do.
Any enduring strength or any words of advice that you would give any other families going through the same scenario?
Oh, gosh. I think you've got to go with how your heart feels. I know it was a big decision. We knew it was coming, and I wish we had done something sooner and not waited for this accident to happen where she broke her neck that forced us to do this. I think one piece of advice I would say is when you see your loved one getting to the stage where you know that they are coping with normal daily activities or daily looking after themselves, start looking and get in as quickly as you can and get assessed, because everybody has to have that assessment done, and then dealing with all the different organisations that you need to do. That is tiring.
Chris, thank you so much for letting us in your and your mum's world. It's a beautiful relationship you two have, and it's lovely to hear that you found a good, happy home for both of you.
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yes. And as I said, the team are beautiful. I can't praise them highly enough.